shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. All right. Thank everybody for coming out. Folks, don't be alarmed. Everything is okay. Because God's with us.
Yes.
James, God is with us.
Yes.
All right? All right, so when you make a mighty shout and a noise for Yah, we're not doing it to intimidate anybody, unless there's some spirits that's out there that want to do us harm, right? But we're doing it because we serve an awesome, mighty Yah.
Yes.
All right? We're doing it so that the nations around us can know who we serve, know whose we are.
Yes.
Okay, Khan? And this is something that is peculiar, that we are peculiar people.
Yes.
All right? That we are a what? Somebody get that. Let's get that. It's in Peter. Let's read that. First Peter. Yes. I'll read it out there. Yes. Okay. I'm going to let them read it. I think it's First Peter 3 and 9. My reader's going to look for it. Not that one. You are a chosen generation. You are a royal priesthood. You got it? Okay, yes. Go ahead. You are a chosen generation. A royal priesthood. A set apart nation. A peculiar people.
That you should show forth the praises of
that you should show forth the
Hallelujah!
The praises. Go ahead.
Who has called you out of darkness.
Called us out of darkness into the marvelous light. The scripture says that the Most High inhabits the praises of his people.
Yes.
So when we speak, we bring the presence of Yah amongst us right now. And it's a peculiar thing because other nations want to know, what church are you? They came over here and said, what church is this? What y'all doing over here? It was something different, something peculiar that they couldn't put their finger on because it was different. It's a different sound in the atmosphere that kind of stirred things up. They had to come and see the epicenter of where this thing is taking place at. Okay, Kai? All right, don't get me preaching now. I ain't got a lot of time. Right? I ain't got a lot of time. All right, so we're going to get started, all right? So what feast day is this?
Tabernacles.
Sukkot. All right, Tabernacles, Sukkot. Let's get some information in regards to this. So, we're going to start our journey going with Exodus chapter 12 and verse 37.
And the people of Israel journeyed from Ramses to Sukkot.
The people of Israel journeyed from Ramses to Sukkot.
About 600,000 men on foot, besides women and children.
Awesome. So, I did a whole lesson, not even a lesson, a lecture on Exodus 12 and 37. You can check it out on Kingdom Harmony Ministries YouTube channel. That's a plug. You can go ahead and check that out. But here in particular, what's going on here? Where are they coming from? From where? Egypt. Misraim, right? Kemet, however you want to label it. King Khan? And what's the first step? They left from Pi Ramses, which is a Baris or a biblical Goshen, and they went where? To where? To Sukkot. Does that say Sukkot? It says Sukkot there, right? Oh yeah, it does say Sukkot there. So they went to a destination where they had to rest, set up tents, and dwell until they moved on. But what's the significance of Sukkot? Now I'm not talking about Sukkot. What's the difference? So let's take a look at it. Let's get Genesis chapter 33 and verse 17. So they didn't just go there by accident. Okay, that was intentional. All right? 33:17.
But Yaakov journeyed to Sukkot and built himself a house and made booths for his livestock.
And made booths for what?
His livestock.
And what else?
Therefore, the name of this place is called Sukkot.
Wait a second. So you're telling me that the destination in which they left was already set forth by their forefather Yaakov. But let's read 2 verses above that.
Verse 15.
15 says what?
So Esau said.
Wait, so Esau said.
Let me leave with you some of the people who are with me.
Okay.
But he said, what need is there? Let me find favor in the sight of Yah.
Who's saying that? Esau to Jacob? Okay, keep going.
So Esau returned that day on his way to Seir. But Yaakov journeyed to Sukkot.
Slow down. So Esau went where?
Back to Seir.
He went to Seir, which is the mountainous range, right? That's north of Midian. Keep going.
But Jacob journeyed to Sukkot.
But Jacob went to Sukkot. So now this is a landmark, a memorial that was laid down because of the incident that occurred between Jacob and Esau, where Jacob thought he was about to be bodied. He thought he was going to get killed. But nothing happened. So when he went his way, Jacob, and he settled in a region where he set up booths for his livestock, and he dwelled there, the text says, right? It's interesting. So now the Israelites are leaving out of Egypt, and they're coming back to where? Sukkot. To dwell. Right? And then later on they leave and go to the edge of the wilderness. So what is the significance of this? Let's keep reading. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 23. And y'all forgive me, I threw this together this morning. I was asked to speak. It's a little rough. Just bear with me, all right? Leviticus chapter 23. Thank you, sis. Verse 39. Appreciate that.
Verse 39. On the 15th day.
On the 15th day. Now we should all know this, right? We should have a reading of this, right? Satori, go ahead.
On the 15th day of the 7th month, when you have gathered in the produce of the land, you shall celebrate the feast of Yah 7 days.
Hold on. So this has to do with the gathering of what?
Of the produce of land.
Now, why is this? Why is this happening at this time of the year? Harvest season, okay? But they have to gather in because what's about to happen? Climate-wise. You're a meteorologist, and I was somebody that was empirically studying the land over year after year after year. What am I anticipating that's about to come? The what? The winter rainy season. And if you don't get everything off the threshing floor and out of the wine press, it's going to be destroyed. All right? So this is why they got to get the final crops and bring them into the storehouse. Keep going.
And you shall celebrate the feast of Yah 7 days.
Now you're celebrating because now you're bringing in these crops. That it was because of Yah giving you the crops, but the prerequisite is that the children of Israel had to obey and keep the statutes, laws, and commandments so they can get the rains in this season and that the land will yield its harvest. Right? Okay, keep going.
On the first day shall be a solemn rest.
Solemn rest.
And on the 8th day shall be a solemn rest.
Now, the solemn rest starts when? Now. So today is the day period, but the evening ushered in the 24-period cycle. Okay, Khan? But the rest period for us is during the daylight portion where they have to cease from their 9 to 5. Their 9 to 5. Working. Oh, okay. Got it. So their 9 to 5 was from sunrise to sunset. That's their 9 to 5. So they had to cease from working in the land on that day. So they didn't collect anything that day. They had rest, right? All right, keep going.
And you shall take on the first day of the fruit of splendid trees, branches of palm trees.
So you're taking branches of palm trees, keep going.
And burrows of leafy trees.
Burrows of leafy trees.
And willows of the brook.
And willows of the brook.
And you shall rejoice before Yah your Elohim.
Wait,
7 days.
Slow down. Abiyah, where you at? Did you say that this is the feast day you gotta rejoice? He wasn't lying. Here's scripture. All right, keep going.
You shall celebrate it as a feast to Yah for 7 days in the year.
Which we're about to do, so I'm not going to hold you up a long time. I know we all hungry, right? We're hangry. We're getting hangry now. Go ahead.
It is a statute forever.
Statute, wait, sometime.
Forever.
On the weekend.
Forever.
When I feel like it.
Forever.
Even when I'm out the land?
Forever.
Oh, okay. Keep going.
Throughout your generations, you shall celebrate it in the 7th month. You shall dwell in boots for 7 days.
What?
Dwell in boots for 7 days.
Keep going.
All native Israelites shall dwell in boots.
All who?
Native Israelites.
What verse is that?
42.
Pay attention. Say that one more time.
All native Israelites shall dwell.
Pay attention. The reason why I'm telling you to pay attention to this. You're following yet? Yeah. There you go. Keep going.
That your generations may know that I made the people of Israel dwell in boots when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am Yah, your Elohim. Thus Moshe declared to the people of Israel the appointed. 44.
Keep going. Last one.
Yep. Thus Moshe declared to the people of Israel the appointed feast of Yah.
Interesting, because something is missing. Something is missing. If you just read that verse, something is missing. Something is missing. A noun is a what? Person, place, or thing. So a noun is missing from there, right? The text is clear. They're like, what are you talking about? All right, let me help you out a little bit. Let's go to Exodus chapter 12, verse 48. Now the scripture says that 3 times a year, the Israelites are supposed to come before the Most High, right? At the place where he chooses to place his name, right? So what are those 3 times of the year? Passover, unleavened bread. What else? No. Pentecost or what? What else is called? Shavuot, right? And what else? Sukkot, right? So those are the 3 times of the year. Say it again. Okay, so Passover, unleavened bread, Shavuot or Feast of Weeks, and then Feast of Sukkot or Tabernacles. All right? So we read something very peculiar. I don't know if you picked up on it yet, but 48. Okay, go ahead and read.
Exodus chapter 12, verse 48.
Uh-huh.
If a stranger shall sojourn with you,
If a stranger sojourns with you,
and will keep the Passover to Yah,
uh-huh,
let all his males be circumcised.
uh-huh.
Then he may come near and keep it.
Okay, so this is who's the subject here?
The stranger.
The stranger. Interesting. Keep going.
He shall be as a native of the land,
Uh-huh.
but no uncircumcised person shall eat of it.
Interesting. You getting it yet? What verse you at? No. All right. So let's get Leviticus 23 and 22. This is in reference to Feast of Weeks. See if y'all getting it yet.
And when you reap the harvest of your land,
Uh-huh.
you shall not reap your fields right up to its edge,
Uh-huh.
nor shall you gather the gleanings after your harvest.
Keep going.
You shall leave them for the poor and for the sojourner.
Wait, leave them for the poor and who else?
The sojourner.
Who else?
Sojourner.
Keep going.
I am Yah, your Elohim.
Now slow down. So we read a little earlier, right? Leviticus chapter 23, verse 39 to 44. And somebody's missing. And I mean specific. Who's missing? The strangers. Why is the strangers missing from Sukkot? They're what? They're uncircumcised. Wait, go to Exodus 12 and 48. But hold on, she's getting it. I thought we just read that for Passover, they can circumcise themselves and keep Passover, right? For Feast of Weeks, when the Israelites is pulling in the harvest, they can benefit from Feast of Weeks. No, that's not true. The strangers came out with them. Okay, you're getting it, but what did we read earlier when I first started? Who was the forefather of the children of Israel?
What do you read of Genesis?
Genesis was Jacob, right? And Jacob came and he separated from Esau after they had the encounter, and he went to Sukkot, right? To Tabernacle and set up stuff for his livestock. So this is the memorial from the loins of who? Jacob. Okay. They follow. They follow. Okay. So now we see that now the strangers who join us are now excluded from Sukkot. Now I didn't write that. That's what the text is saying, right? If you don't believe me, let's read it again one more time. Let's get Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 43. You're like, why are you taking us there? Why are you saying this, Divine? It's a new doctrine? No, I'm not teaching no doctrine. Yes. Yeah.
And on the 15th day of the 7th month, when you have gathered in the produce of your land, you shall celebrate the feast of Yah 7 days. On the first day shall be a solemn rest, and on the 8th day shall be a solemn rest. And you shall take on the first day the fruits of splendid trees, branches of palm trees, and burrows of leafy trees, and willows of the brook, and you shall rejoice before Yah your Elohim 7 days. You shall celebrate it as a feast to Yah for 7 days in the year. It is a statute forever throughout your generations. You shall celebrate it in the 7th month. You shall dwell in booths for 7 days. All native Israelites shall dwell in booths.
So wait, so where's the foreigners while they're in booths? They're outside. That's interesting. You don't really pay attention to something until you slow down and read it over again and say, wait, that's interesting. Okay, so we know he said, reading this, Leviticus chapter 23, verses 39 to 43, that Yah is saying to them that I'm going to give you the harvest of the land, right? The produce, you're going to bring it in. Because the Feast of Ingathering is the last great day. We got to bring everything in, right? Everything has to be done before the 8th month hits, right? And then now we have a situation where y'all say, no, I just want the Israelites in booths. The Gentiles, you got to be on the outside. Some people will say, well, that's unfair. Why cannot the Gentiles be inside the booths? You're getting it. You're getting it. And you know, people would look at this and say, what are you talking about? That's racist. I'm like, I didn't make the text. That's what the text is saying, right? Facts, right? So let's see if we can get more understanding on what's going on, why the Gentiles are outside. So let me ask you a quick question. When the temple was erected by Solomon, you had an inner court, you had your most holy, your holiest holies, but what's on the outside of the inner court? The outer court. Who was allowed on the outer court? Gentiles. Who was allowed in the inner court? So you telling me the Gentiles can't go in the inner court? That's not fair. Yeah. That's not fair. They were like, what are you talking about, Divine? I'm trying to get y'all to understand something. And why Sukkot is so important. The Israelites were the ones who the promise was made to their forefathers, not the Gentiles. The Gentiles are getting this as a byproduct of cleaving unto the Israelites. Because they didn't have to leave out the land, but they made a choice to cleave unto Israel and leave. But the promise is to who? Israel. So when we look at Sukkot, that is a reminder of the sustenance that the Creator has given Israel while they were commuting out of the land and into the wilderness. He was sustaining them. And because they had tents, he wanted to let them know that you're not in your final destination. So when you're in the tent, is to let you know that you're only temporary here, you're passing through. Somebody's getting it. Somebody's getting it. I hear some stuff. Well, let's see something very interesting. Let's go to Job chapter 36, 29. I'm almost done. I know you're hungry. Job chapter 36, verse 29.
Job 36, 29. Can anyone understand the spreading of the clouds?
Can anyone understand the spreading of the clouds?
The thunderings of his pavilion?
Now slow down. Can anyone understand? Now, anybody who remembers the book of Job, at this point in chapter 36, what's going on? Who's this speaking right here?
Y'all. Y'all speaking.
It's an open book test. It's an open book test.
Most High.
Y'all tell me. Real quick, the sooner you get this, the sooner we can eat.
The Most High.
Y'all not expedient right now. So, you know, but y'all just chilling. Okay. I'll take my time. Who? So Elihu, which is his friend, right? You said it, right? One of his friends. Because sometimes when you're going through something, sometimes it's not always expedient to open your mouth. Sometimes people just need your presence. That's another message. That's another message. Sometimes they just need to sit with you in the dirt until you can pick yourself up. All right, I'm going to stop there. So we have Elihu that's speaking here, and we read here in this verse. Say that one more time.
Can anyone understand the spreading of the clouds?
The spreading of the clouds.
And the thundering of his pavilion?
Thundering of his pavilion. Now, here's a question to my Bible students. Look up this word pavilion. What word is that?
Tabernacle.
Don't assume. It could be a trick question. Look it up.
Tabernacle.
I'm gonna wait. Y'all look it up. You said what? Sukkot?
Sukkot. Tabernacle.
Sukkot. Wait a second. This is before Yaakov? Before Yaakov, right? Sukkot is the root word that we're not going to the root word. So now Elihu, which is one of the friends of Job, is talking about the greatness of Yah and says what one more time?
You can understand, behold, can anyone understand the spreading of the clouds?
You understand the spreading of the clouds
and the thunderings of his pavilion.
Thunderings of his pavilion. So his pavilion is where his tabernacle is at. So Yah is reigning from a tabernacle, and he's bringing a storm. And he's saying, do you know where the source of this power is from? It's from the mighty one who is dwelling in his tabernacle. Well, why is Yah in a tabernacle? Oh man, this is deep. It's deep. Hopefully you're about to get it. Let's go to Psalms 18 and 11. I'm gonna show you something beautiful. Why is Yah only in the tabernacle? It's deep. Okay?
It says he made darkness his covering,
He makes darkness his covering,
his canopy around him,
his canopy around him.
thick clouds dark with water.
Now slow down there. Now, this is Psalm chapter 18, verse what? 11?
11.
Is there a word in there for Sukkot? Y'all look it up.
Oh, that was the canopy.
What is it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, pavilion, the canopy,
18, 11.
the canopy,
What word is there for Sukkot?
canopy.
A canopy. So the word canopy, so read that again with the word Sukkot.
He made darkness his covering, his Sukkot around him,
So he made darkness his covering, and he made a what?
Sukkot
A
around
Sukkot
him,
around him. Keep going.
thick clouds dark with water.
So now we're looking to see an abode in which the Most High is there. But why is he there temporarily? Because your Sukkot is only temporary.
Hallelujah.
Oh man, y'all missing it. Y'all got somebody got it. Somebody got it. So he set up a temporary abode so that the children of Israel can always have a point of reference to where Yah is at. But those who are in the inside, the ones that know the ways and not the acts, Moses knew the ways. The children of Israel knew the acts. That's why they kept being disobedient. They didn't know the way. They only saw the power. They didn't have the privilege. You got to get access to get your privilege to get the access to know his way and not just be a spectator watching the game. That's for somebody. Hopefully somebody get that. Hopefully somebody get that. So the reason why Yah is now in a tent above the clouds, show forth his power, is because of a promise he made to Israel. See, Gentiles only get the benefits of cleaving unto Israel, but the promise was not made to them. People say, well, Paul say otherwise. We're not talking about Paul today. Okay? Talking about another time. So let's find out and get to the culmination of this thing. What's going on here? Is it possible that Yah's going to pack up and leave to come down through to the people?
Yes.
He love you that much?
Yes.
The children of Israel?
How about that?
Man. Let's get Zechariah. Let's get Zechariah chapter 14. Read from verse 1.
Behold, a day is coming from Yah, when the spoil taken from you will be divided in your midst. For I will gather all the nations against Jerusalem to battle.
Wait, he's going to do what?
Gather all the nations against Jerusalem to battle.
Slow down. Now, it's interesting because I did a lesson, I think it was like last week, when I was in New Orleans. And it was interesting because when Yah was speaking to Abraham, he says, I'm going to come down. They missed that. I think that went over somebody's head. Yah said that he's going to come down and do something. Now we go back to Genesis chapter what? Chapter 11, where we have the Tower of Babel.
Come on now.
Right? And the people are trying to make their way up to the heavens. He said, let us go down and see what's going on. So the first time you say he's going to go down, it was something wicked. The next time it's for something righteous. Yah loves us that much that he's going to come down and deal with us. There you go. Go ahead, read. Keep reading.
For I will gather all the nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses plundered, and the women raped. Half of the city shall go out into exile, but the rest of the people shall not be cut off from the city.
Keep going.
Then Yah will go out and fight against those.
Wait. So he's allowing this so what can happen?
So that he can go out and fight.
Now, so he can go out. Okay, this is a message with somebody. Sometimes there's turmoil in your life. Situations, circumstances, situations, what people would say. Where there's a bunch of turmoil, it's like, yeah, why would you allow this to happen to me? Why would you allow my kids to act up? Why would I be behind on my bills? Why am I losing my job? Why am I getting afflicted and getting sick right now? Why are you allowing this to happen to me? This could be the worst thing, y'all. Are you not paying attention? He's setting you up so he personally, because he's going to show you that you ain't got the power. You ain't got the power. You think you're the source of power? So where do you think that the lightning come from? Where do you think that the thunderings come from? You? You need to know what is the source of your power. And sometimes a situation has to humble you to let you know that you're not in control. I don't care how much you try to micromanage it, how much you try to write it down in your little memo book. God has the ultimate power. Keep reading.
Then Yah will go out and fight against those nations as when he fights on the day of battle. On that day, his feet shall stand on the Mount of
wait a
Olives.
second, wait. So you telling me he's going to close up that tent to come down and put his feet where?
On the Mount of Olives.
Keep going.
That lies before Jerusalem on the east. And the Mount of Olives shall be split in two.
Keep going.
From east to west by a very wide valley. So that one half of the mount shall move northward and the other half southward.
Keep going.
And you shall flee to the valley of my mountains. For the valley of the mountain shall reach to Azal.
So when you see him show forth and showcase and show out, he's telling you, come take refuge with me. I got this. Don't worry about it. I'm going to fight this for you. Keep going.
And you shall flee as you fled from the earthquake in the days of Uzziah, king of Judah.
Keep going.
Then Yahweh Elohim will come, and all the holy ones with him.
Oh, okay. You setting up the show. Keep going.
And that day shall be no light, cold, or frost. And there shall be a unique, and that shall be a unique day, which is known to Yah, neither day nor night, but at evening time there shall be light. On that day, living water shall flow out from Jerusalem.
Keep going.
Half of them to the eastern sea.
Wait, looks like he's setting up shop.
And half of them to the western sea.
Looks like he's setting up shop.
It shall continue in summer as in winter. And Yah will be king over all the earth.
Wait a second. So you telling me he's going to leave his tent because he was only there temporarily until the final show when they open up the curtains and he's stepping out? Is that what you're telling me? Just for Israel? Are you serious? Keep going, my brother. Keep going.
On that day, Yah will be one and his name one.
Whoa. So now he's coming in. He set up a house now. He's going to be here permanently. He ain't going nowhere now. Keep going.
The whole land shall be turned into a plain from Gabah to Ramon, south of Jerusalem.
What verse you at?
10.
10. All right. Watch the irony of this. Keep going.
But Jerusalem shall remain aloft on its side, from the gate of Benjamin to the place of the former gate, to the corner gate, and from the tower of Hanano to the king's winepress. And it shall be inhabited, for there shall never again...
Wait. It shall be inhabited now. Keep going.
For there shall never again be a decree of utter destruction. Jerusalem shall dwell in security.
Slow down. So now, this new Jerusalem, Israel was attacked. God is now coming back, fighting on their behalf, renovating the place. Bought you a house, he renovated the place, right? Now he's bringing the inhabitants in, and he gonna be there with you. Israel now, keep going.
And this shall be the plague with which Yah will strike all the peoples that wage war against Jerusalem.
Keep going.
Their flesh will rot while they are still standing on their feet.
Wow.
Their eyes will rot in their sockets, and their tongues will rot in their mouths. And on that day, a great panic from the Yah shall fall on them.
Slow down. What verse is that?
13.
Now remember, what happened during the time of the wilderness is an example of something that's about to take place. It's an example. So remember I said only the native born was supposed to go in the Tabernacles? It wasn't just to make the Gentiles feel like you're nothing, but he's showing an example. Hence why we got to keep Tabernacles. Keep going.
And on that day, a great panic from Yah shall fall on them, so that each will seize the hand of another, and the hand of the one will be raised against the hand of the other. Even Judah will fight at Jerusalem, and the wealth of all the surrounding nations shall be collected. Gold, silver, and garments in great abundance. And a plague like this plague shall fall on the horses, the mules, the camels, the donkeys, and whatever beasts may be in those camps.
Okay, now it says in those what?
Camps.
And those what?
Camps.
Camps. Keep going.
Then everyone who survives of all the nations.
What verse?
16.
Okay, slow down, slow it down. And
Then everyone who survives of all the
then
nations
everyone who survives of all the nations
that have come against Jerusalem shall go up year after year.
Whoa! What?
They shall go up year after year
To do what?
to worship the King, Yah of hosts, and to keep the Feast of Booths.
Whoa! Slow down. The irony. The Israelites don't need to do that because they're already in Jerusalem. Did y'all hear what I said? They're already situated and they're permanent residents. But now the nations, the Gentiles that came up against Israel, now they don't have a home. So what they have to do now is they gotta live in tents. And then when it comes that time of year, they gotta go and do what? Keep the Feast of Booths and remind them that now you're the sojourner and Israel has a permanent home. You're not gonna attack them, you're not gonna assault them, you're not gonna hurt them, you're not gonna make them cry, you're not gonna starve them. You can't touch them. Their faces, they're like, Mom, what you teaching right now? Go ahead, you can finish.
And if any of the families on the earth do not go up to Jerusalem to worship the King, Yah of hosts, there will be no rain on them. And if the family of Egypt does not go up and present themselves,
so there's not going to be no rain on the Gentiles. But he said he set up a living water throughout Jerusalem, right? That's not going to affect the Israelites. Man, y'all don't understand how powerful this is. How much y'all love it. Keep going.
then on them shall be no rain. There shall be the plague with which Yah afflicts the nations that do not go up to keep the booths. This shall be the punishment to Egypt and the punishment to all the nations that do not go up to keep the Feast of Booths. And on that day there shall be inscribed on the bells of the horses, holy to Yah, set apart to Yah. And the pots in the house of Yah shall be as the bowls before the altar. And every pot in Jerusalem and Judah shall be holy to Yah of hosts, so that all who sacrifice may come and take of them, and boil the meat of the sacrifices in them. And there shall no longer be a traitor in the house of Yah of hosts on that day.
Awesome. So what are you talking about? Bring this to a culmination so we can eat. Okay? Talking too much. All I'm saying to you, and I know you're going through it. There's a lot of things going on. Times is hard. This is 2019. Things are not getting easier. The nations do not care about us. We are the laughing stock of this planet. But they're happy about that because they can use us to market their products. We're the biggest consumers on this planet. $1.3 trillion a year. With less than 45 million people spending $1.3 trillion a year on stuff where the dollar only circulates 6 hours in the community. Now they pulled it back to 4 to 5 hours now. In your community, we don't have a permanent home. You think this is home? How many of y'all setting up a kingdom here? Let me know. Because when you die, it ain't gonna go to you. The state might take it. If your children don't squander it first. So we have to understand that we are only here temporarily because God wants to show his masterpiece. He is painting on a canvas right now. We only see the black and white. He has not given us the full color yet to see physically, but he's given us the vision. That no matter what the nations try to do to destroy Israel, we will not go nowhere because the temporary abode where Yah is at right now is only there until the stage is set for the greatest show on earth to be performed. Because he loves you that much. So every time we have Tabernacles, I want you to remember how awesome it is. Tabernacles is really not even for us. It's for the nations. The nations that's coming to see what church you guys are doing over there. Because one day, it's going to be them in those booths, and it's going to be us in the land. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.